Here are the 7 red flags that can ruin your business sale. Number 1, contracts or leases that can't be transferred without third-party approval. Now, oftentimes the person buying your business is buying it because of the contracts and relationships you have in place. But what you're probably gonna find out is that those contracts might not be transferable to a new owner. So that's something you really wanna look at. There could be different ways that you could structure your sale to make it so that those contracts transfer, but those contracts could also have change of control clauses that mean that there's really no way that you could structure a sale. So you need to go through, look at your lease and look at your contracts and make sure that they can be transferred to your new buyer. Number 2, past lawsuits and tax debts. Now, everything's gonna come up during the due diligence process. That's gonna include all past lawsuits, all tax debts that might be outstanding. So before you get ready to sell, you need to make sure that everything is buttoned up. Oftentimes you can find with things, there's maybe some residual amount. Maybe you thought you paid that tax balance, but you've still got $5 left because some interest accrued someday. That's still outstanding. So you want to go and check and make sure that all your past issues are fully resolved, because it's all going to come up. There's going to be questions about it. You're going to have to answer questions about that lawsuit from 5 years ago. Number 3, regulatory and compliance violations. So of course, a history of regulatory and compliance violations is going to be a big red flag to the buyers. It's going to cause your business to sell for a lower valuation. Of course, if you have those in your past, there's nothing we can do to change it today, other than to make sure that you have fully remedied whatever issue caused that penalty to be imposed. So you want to make sure that if it was related to workplace safety, that it was fully resolved and that you are in full compliance today. All your fees are paid and up to date. Number 4, intellectual property problems. Are all your patents and trademarks up to date? If your business does have a patent, it's likely a big portion of the value of the business. You need to make sure that everything is filed correctly, that patent truly is valid. The same with trademarks. We've had several businesses that we've been involved with where the business finds out that they didn't actually own the rights to their business name, and that a name change might be required. Again, the buyer is buying you and your brand. So if they have to change the brand right after, that can really impact the value of the business. So make sure that all your intellectual property is registered and registered correctly. Number 5, poor record keeping. Now, buyers are going to ask to see absolutely everything during the due diligence process of your business sale. So during that process, they're going to be able to tell if you are organized or not and what type of ship you're running. And it's going to be a big red flag if you have a really hard time producing really simple documents that should be readily accessible. So make sure that you have all your files in order and ready to go when it's time for your business sale. Number 6, non-compete and transition detail disputes. Now, you probably don't want there to be an overly cumbersome non-compete agreement unless you truly plan to retire. You may want to do some consulting or do some things to just stay out there. So you are going to want to try to essentially word the non-compete in a way that you can be afforded some freedom if you want to go out and make money using your knowledge. But if at any point in that negotiation you send a signal to the buyer that you plan to compete with them, they're probably going to turn and run away very fast, because that's really their biggest fear, is that they're going to buy this business from you. They're likely going to use some type of loan to do it that they need to pay back. And then you're going to come back and go take all the customers and take all the employees, because both of those parties are more loyal to you than to them. So any signal that you're going to compete is going to be a big red flag to the buyer and could potentially scare them away. And number 7 is using the wrong deal structure. So using an asset sale versus a stock sale can have a huge impact on your after-tax proceeds when you sell your business. There's also some differences in how liability is transferred. Basically, under an asset sale, you might end up paying a higher tax rate, but in most instances, asset sales are the default. That's how most transactions happen. You can do a stock sale where you pay a lower tax rate, or you can do, there's a certain type of reorganization you can do that can lower your taxes. So by structuring your deal wrong, you can get a really big tax bite that's going to take out of your proceeds, and working with an advisor that understands taxes can really help you minimize that. Now, if you need help navigating any of these, check out the link in our bio, and we're here to help.